Hello friends, welcome to BNB. So in our last couple of videos, we have seen an overview of HSRP followed by an overview of VRRP. In this video, we are going to quickly compare both HSRP and VRRP and summarize our learning. So you can see in this slide HSRP versus VRRP features. So you can see the HSRP is a Cisco proprietary and VRRP is an open standard which can be used on multi-vendor environment. The roles in HSRP is active and standby, whereas in VRRP it is master and backup. In both the FHRP, you have a default value is 100 for priority and maximum wins. And preemption is disabled by default in HSRP. You remember we have enabled it on interface specifically on all the routers in the group, HSRP group. Whereas in VRRP, it is enabled by default. Hello timers 3 seconds and 10 seconds for hello timers and hold timers are 3 seconds and 10 seconds in HSRP, whereas 1 seconds and 3 seconds in VRRP respectively. So the virtual IP address is assigned to active router in HSRP, where it is owned by master or actual interface in VRRP, and the multicast addresses and port numbers are shown in the slides. So this is the configuration, quick configuration comparison between HSRP and VRRP. You can see on the HSRP you use a keyword called standby, whereas in VRRP configuration you are going to use VRRP as the keyword. All the other rest of the parameters are same. So you can see enabling on interfaces like standby 1 IP and the IP address, whereas VRRP 1 IP in the IP and the IP address in VRRP. Similarly, standby 1 priority with the priority number, and here VRRP 1 priority with the priority number. Standby 1 preempt, whereas here it is default enabled, preemption is enabled by default in VRRP. And standby timers can be set like standby 1 timers 1 second and 3 seconds, whereas in VRRP you can set it as VRRP 1 timers advertise 500 milliseconds. And there is an authentication inbuilt in HSRP, as we have seen, standby 1 authentication MD5 key string Cisco, whereas no built-in authentication. We can use or we can rely on access control list or IPsec for the VRRP configurations. And to monitor these groups, you can use show standby in HSRP environment, whereas you can type show VRRP in VRRP environment. If you see this topology, so you can configure HSRP on this topology and you can provide a gateway redundancy here. But if you want to run VRRP, you can remove HSRP and run VRRP also in the same topology. That is what I'm trying to emphasize here. All you need to do is you need to group these two routers, left hand and right hand side routers, into a single group called a virtual gateway group, on which you are going to assign a virtual IP address, and this IP address is going to act as a virtual gateway for these users down below to reach the multi-server. So same concept applicable for both HSRP as well as VRRP. So I hope this comparison helps you to quickly understand both HSRP and VRRP, and we'll see in another video soon with a new topic. Thank you so much.